is now 8 o'clock. Now the weather. Temperature at 8 o'clock, 68 degrees. Humidity, 82%. The expected high today, around 80. The forecast, showers this morning, clearing later in the day.
That's radio for you, close to every member of the family. We awaken to it in the morning, we set our clocks by it, we dress according to the weather reports. We listen to radio for news, for entertainment. It keeps us informed every minute of every day. Most of us depend upon radio more than we know. I know because radio has been my life. My name is Harold Fellows. I'm president of the National Association of Broadcasters. You know, it seems to me the role of radio is underscored by a recent survey which shows that most people in an emergency would turn first to radio to learn the facts. Radio has reached this present place of importance in our lives in a comparatively short span of years. It burst upon the national scene in 1920 with an impact that is being felt more year by year. Radio provided a thread that has drawn the country together. The city dweller and the farmer came to know each other better. News and special events broadcasts have given a sense of participation in the great events of the time. With the speed of light, a handful of crystal set owners learned that Warren G. Harding had been elected president over James Cox, and an exciting new era in communications began. 4 years later, radio gave the American people a glimpse of a presidential convention with a realism they'd never had before. Cold print could never begin to describe a scene like this.
Alabama cast 24 votes to Underwood.
1928, Smith versus Hoover. Radio continued to develop a splendid tradition of public service, bringing the candidates directly to the voters. People came to recognize the voice of Herbert Hoover, college-trained engineer.
Material and physical strength, and the world should know that if we are to have peace.
And the voice of L. Smith from the sidewalks of New York.
And I deny it emphatically, and I state from this platform.
Now it's 1933. In this time of despair, radio transmitted a new, encouraging voice.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Throughout the trying days of the Depression, radio brought the heartening voice of the president to the people.
Fear is vanishing, and confidence is growing on every side.
Out of radio came the National Fireside Chat. Radio gathered one of the largest audiences in history when Edward VIII abdicated.
Without the help and support of the women I love.
Radio brought people closer to great and sometimes tragic events. Radio reporter Herb Morrison was describing the graceful arrival of the Zeppelin Hindenburg at Lakehurst, New Jersey, when suddenly...
Get it started. It's crashing. It's crashing terrible. Oh, my, get out of the way, please. It's running, bursting.
4 years later, radio reporter John Daly made this shocking announcement.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air. President Roosevelt has just announced.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
During the war, radio rose to new heights, proved it was indispensable with its reports from the battlefronts. It demonstrated, too, not only how big its scope, but also how big its heart. These British children were sheltered in the United States during the war, an ocean away from their families, but radio spanned that ocean.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, Doreen. What's this pink dress you've got on? Who gave you
bought
that?
that for me.
Did she? Mm.
Yeah.
Did you get the cable and the presents for your birthday?
Yeah.
After World War II came Cold War. The free countries looked to the United States for leadership, and it became more vital for the American people to be informed of happenings all over the world. Radio responded to the challenge by increasing its news coverage. No matter where it happens, Singapore, Paris, or Washington, D.C., radio is first with the news. It teams up with the wire services to keep you informed, instantly, constantly. And with the election of Dwight D. Eisenhower, a new dimension was added to radio's record of public service. President Eisenhower was the first to permit his news conferences to be broadcast.